Hello, I'm Kenny the Viking, and this is Sleeping Viking News. Welcome to the August 9th, 2024 Friday update. And first up, the league. Continuing our league coverage, we're going to talk about all sorts of amazing things that are currently happening right now at the league. For example, there is magic in the air in Navezgane. With more on that, our on-location reporter for No More News. Kenny the Viking on location with Sleeping Viking News. I'm here with Asto the Red, who's over there dancing around, and we are looking at a fairy protection safe place. It turns out that in Navezgane, it's fallen under the protection of a fairy, and this fairy goddess is doing all sorts of wonderful things in order to keep people safe, including a murder house, and this space where you can sit in, shut the door, and be completely safe during a zombie horde. And if things get too much for you, you can come up here where you can shoot into your heart's delight in order to survive that blood moon. Moving on over in the murder house, just to give you an idea of what kind of thought has gone into your protection, we will show you the murder house, as it's affectionately known. Not to be confused with a murder house where you go to get murdered. This is rather where you go to get safety. And you do that simply by coming out here, running around this corner to the back where there's a trellis that you need to jump upon. And once you jump upon this trellis, you have all sorts of safety that you can use with your guns to protect the walls. But this is where the magic truly happens, where you can come down in this small alcove known as the murder hole. And while you're in the murder hole, you just need to pull out your spear or your gun. And all you need to do while you're defending yourself is stabbity. Now, unfortunately, there were no zombies here in order to cause us danger, so we can't show you exactly what it would look like. However, I'm sure you could use your imagination. There goes a zombie. There goes another zombie. There you have it. Back to you, Kenny. Oh my goodness, isn't that amazing? Who would think that Navezgane is a safe place? Once again, thank you to a fairy goddess. Now, with safe places comes a lot of fun and games, and I believe our on-location correspondent has a story you're really gonna dig. Buddy, Kenny the Viking here, on news reporter, right here at Sleeping Viking News, and I am reporting on a new occurrence that's happening right here. It's fun and games again, once again in Navezgane, as Digger has been added as a beautiful game that you could play. There's a bunch of rules here that you could play, and I believe this is a 21 by 21 block that you can dig in. And there's a bunch of different rules. For example, you can try to as you're digging, you could try and undermine somebody and have the mine collapse on top of somebody. And if you do that, not only will they be dead, but they'll also be eliminated from the game. Over to you, Kenny. Oh my goodness. Is there anything worse than being eliminated? I don't think so. Now, this new story is going to have you going to new heights. More with that, our on-location correspondent. Over to you. Kenny the Viking on location with Sleeping Viking News. I am here with Asto the Red, the very first gyrocopter owner, to tell his story about how he was able to obtain the very first gyrocopter. Asto, tell us,
Hello.
how did you get this?
I inherited through legal means a crucible which allowed me in my workshop to forge steel. It turned out that Annie here, the owner of the shop, she needed steel in order to make motorbikes and 4x4 vehicles. So I loaned her in good faith no less than 800 steel ingots.
800 steel ingots?
800 steel ingots on the promise that I would, in fact, when she was able, I would receive the first gyrocopter.
And look at this. You have the very first gyrocopter. And I believe it's been reported that you had your first flight earlier this week. Can you care to take us through what that flight looked like?
You want me to fly?
well, you could just answer the question, but if you want to fly, for sure. Whatever you're more comfortable
Can I
with.
I'm apologizing, Kenny. I didn't understand your question. To take you through what it looked like, it was beautiful to go up there and look down on this world we've been surviving in and salvaging and putting together our community on, ground height. To see it all coming together from above, it was beautiful.
Did you feel looking down on your fellow survivees that
I was better than them? Yes, I did.
I wasn't gonna say that, but wow. Okay, well, there you have it, folks. Gyrocopters, a way to move up in the world. Over to you, Kenny. You can certainly soar to new heights with a gyrocopter from Anne's Car Shop. Who would have thought? Fairy goddesses, you've got a digger game, you have a gyrocopter being able to be purchased at Anne's Car Shop. It seems like nothing can go wrong in Navezgane. Oh, this just in. A special report on location. Kenny the Viking with Sleeping Viking News here. We are reporting on a strange occurrence. Somebody needs help. If you know who this person is, please send help. Oh no. We sent our special correspondent in to do some further investigations into this help sign, and this was what they were able to find out. Kenny the Viking here, on location with Sleeping Viking News, where we have discovered a bunker inside Pete's, Butcher Pete's location. Astro the Red is taking up the front part while I'm following behind with my spear, ready to stab anybody. We don't know who's been surviving in here, but it's definitely somebody who likes green barrels. Is he gonna be okay? What's going on over there in Navezgane? Oh, this just being ported in from the producer. We have some more updates about what we just witnessed. Dear God, I hope that correspondence is okay. Kenny the Viking on location, where we have just discovered some very, very disturbing news. Right beside Butcher Pete's, we discovered a building with an unmarked radio tower, where we believe we have found the source of the outbreak that's been affecting Navezgane. Some strange person has locked somebody down on a block made out of pure steel, and after tying them down and doing all sorts of strange experiments with some sort of whole blood product and taking x-rays, we can only assume the worst. It was in this building that we discovered a horde of zombies. Thank you to the heroic efforts of Asto the Red of the Crimson Company, I was saved. Over to you, Kenny. Oh, thank God. In the office pool, I bet that he was only going to last till day 30. Dear God, can you imagine how much money I would have lost if he would have died? I don't know what to say, folks. It looks like things are very dark and dreary in Navezgane. It doesn't appear like anything else can go wrong. I sure hope not. Here's more. Report, an update on the fairy goddess. This can only be good news. Kenny the Viking on location with Sleeping Viking News, where I'm standing here with Asto the Red of the Crimson Company fame, and we're showing me that you must pay dukes for fairy protection. What was once thought of as a fairy who protected the lands, it turns out that it's a business, which is wonderful because we're trying to bring back the power. As you see here, it's really simple. When you use this safety, all you need to do is write your name, how much you donated, and the type of protection that you desire. As you can see, Libido here paid 500 dukes in order to get the murder house, where Anika paid 1,024 for the horde base and the murder house. One thing that I have discovered, however, is that this fairy will only take dukes. And as I was explaining to Asto the Red just a moment before, I get paid by Sleeping Viking News in something that has become known as old cash. Can you please explain to me, Astro the Red, what I could purchase with old cash?
You could purchase a grand total of absolutely nothing, Kenny.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Well, what would I use the old cash for? This is what they're paying me, and I'm here risking my life for nothing.
For nothing. The best thing I could think of doing with a piece of cash money is using it as either toilet paper or, at best, a wad for a shotgun cartridge.
A wad for a shotgun cartridge.
You can't knock a good shotgun cartridge, Kenny.
That's true. That's true. I'm on location. Sleeping Viking News. Reconsidering my life. Over to you, Kenny. Wait. What? He's getting paid? What the? I thought you said there wasn't any money in the budget. Listen. I think I'm going to have to renegotiate my contract here. I don't care that there's further news about the return of capitalism to the Navezgane and the return of entrepreneurialism in business. I don't care. I need to get paid more. Fine. More on the return to business in Navezgane. Kenny the Viking on location with Sleeping Viking News, where I have discovered Kalijah's Kitchen, where she sells the most delicious fish tacos. As you can see, they're only 300 dukes apiece. And fortunately, I was able to trade my worthless cash for some dukes. And all you have to do in order to be able to have one of these tacos is to open up the box, you grab your 300 dukes, and you replace it with a delicious, delicious taco. And then you put it down there, and then you stand behind Astro the Red, and you duck so he can't see you. And you eat your taco like this. Good. Over to you, Kenny. And this asshole gets tacos? Michael!